You want to start building muscle and you only have one set of dumbbells, but you feel overwhelmed and you don't know where to begin. So I have created the perfect full body, no repeat strength workout so you can get through your first training session. I'm going to talk you through form and technique to make sure you feel confident so you can get strong. Grab your weights and let's do this. Every great workout begins with a warm up, so we're gonna take a few minutes here to get our body and mind ready for our training session. And as we go through this warm up, I'm gonna explain a little bit how our workout is going to go. So we're gonna start with a squat, so just taking those legs out a little wider than shoulder width. We're gonna take it down nice and slow and then back up. So here we go, down and up. And through this workout and through the warm up, work at your own pace. So you may be going a little bit faster than me, but try not to go too much faster, because as we warm up and as we go through our exercises, we want to make sure that we are really able to make that mind muscle connection. Good. With this squat, we're keeping our back straight, head, chest up. We're going to do a few more and then we'll go in to arm crosses. Let's do 3 more here. Here's 3, 2, and 1. So here we go, arm crosses, open the arms up, and then take them across. One arm comes on top, and then the other one. So alternating arms on top. So glad you're sticking it with me to get a warm up, because really and truly making a little bit of extra time at the beginning of your workout to get warm is going to help you really get into the workout right from the very beginning. Also help to prevent injuries and help you lift a little bit heavier right from the start. Almost there. We'll do a couple more. Good, here's 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna go into a good morning. For that good morning, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, hands on your hips, slight bend in the knees. We are gonna drive the hips to the wall behind you. Keep your back flat, bring your chest down towards the ground. Weight stays in the heels. This is an awesome warm up here, down through the hamstrings and the glutes. We've got a super simple structure today. We're gonna work with circuit training. That means we're gonna have 7 exercises in each circuit. We have a total of 3 circuits. Work timer is gonna be on for 40 seconds. Rest timer is on for 30. So that's gonna give us a good amount of time to rest and get ready to go again. It's also no repeat, meaning we will only work through each exercise 1 time. So this will be a great way to really work the muscle and then move on to our next muscle group. We're gonna hit everything today. We've got everything in the upper body, the lower body, and even the abs. 2 more. Here's 2. And last one. Drive those hips back. Good, into quad pull. So just bringing the heel towards your bum. Now, through our workout today, I'm gonna make sure that I'm going over form and technique. We're gonna talk about breathing techniques to make sure that you are getting the most out of each set. I'm gonna give you just start explaining things, because if you are new to strength training, it can seem super overwhelming. We've got reps, we've got sets, we've got form, we've got contractions, we've all the things. And I know it's like, what are you talking about? We're gonna go over it today so you can feel comfortable that if you wanna go do a workout on your own, you're gonna be ready to do that. Let's do 2. And last one, big arm circles back now, last warm up move, and then we'll be ready to go. Good, so really think about taking those arms up and around. Think about making a big circle with your fingertips. Breathing. Now weight, I'm just gonna use my 1 set of dumbbells. If you have lighter, medium, and heavy dumbbells, go ahead and feel free to mix it up throughout our training. You wanna pick something that is going to challenge you for that 40 seconds, but not feel too light. So I'm gonna keep my weights with me and use that same weight the whole time through. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna get into our first exercise. First exercise is a shoulder press. So grab your weights for that, and we've got 40 seconds on. All right, getting those dumbbells, bringing them up towards your shoulders, slight bend in the knees, hips tucked under. We're gonna press up towards the ceiling, keep your wrists straight, and here we go, 40 on. And remember, work at your own pace with each rep. And you wanna exhale as you press that weight up overhead. Never hold your breath when you're lifting. And that Exhale usually comes through the work right there. So right there, as those muscles are working to get that weight up overhead. Good, almost there. Here's our countdown. 3, 2, 1. Good. 30 seconds to rest. You can set the weights down, shake it out. We'll have a nice 30 seconds, and then we're gonna move to the lower body. We have got a sumo squat next. So again, this same weight can challenge you throughout, especially as you're beginning. You don't wanna go too heavy because you wanna make sure your form is spot on. So get that form down, then you can start upping your weight. Let's get ready, let's walk it out. Toes turned out a little bit, legs out wider here, shoulders rolled down and back, weight here on the legs, and we're gonna squat it down, down and up. Now you may also hear this called a plie squat. I always call it a sumo squat. I just prefer that name, I guess, over more of a plie squat, but either one works. With this, keeping that chest up, shoulders rolled down and back. Again, working at your own pace. Think about pressing the floor away here, and think about squeezing your inner thighs together. That'll help you activate those muscles even more. Making that mind-muscle connection is gonna make all the difference in your training. This is 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, switching it back up to the upper body. Next exercise, we're gonna do a hammer curl. This is for the bicep muscle. So this is that muscle that's gonna help give your arm that shape and definition. Nice stance here. Again, we always wanna think about good posture, shoulders rolled down and back, weight is in the heels, and just a slight bend in your knees. For a hammer curl, palms are gonna be facing you. We're gonna keep those elbows tucked in, and we curl up. Here we go, 40 on, squeeze it up. Control it down. Now with the bicep curl, take your time up, take your time down. Whew. So you can think about consistent tempo up, and then that same tempo down. One thing with the bicep curl, you wanna make sure those elbows are pinned in and a little bit back. You don't want your elbows or your arms coming up and away from your body. Once you do that, you start to activate the shoulders or the deltoid muscles a little bit more. And right now, we are isolating that bicep. Almost there. Whew. This is 3, 2, and 1. Oh, good. All right, we have got a fun exercise for the core. You're only gonna need 1 dumbbell for this. For this exercise, this is called the Palloff press. Now you might think, this does not look like it works the core, but this is an anti-rotational move. Super amazing for your core. No sit-ups here, but we're still gonna be working the abs. So we're gonna cross those fingers around the dumbbells, and we're gonna think about pressing that dumbbell straight so our arms stay parallel to the floor. So bring the weight up, and let's press. So take it out, and back in. Keep those arms nice and close to your body as you extend. Keep those arms close as you pull back in. Exhale as you press out. Yep, there it is. Tighten up that core, hips tucked under. Woo. Now we are getting a little bit of shoulder work, so you may feel it in your shoulders. And press it out, good. Keep it tight back in. Now when I say keep your core tight, what I want you to think about is bringing your belly button towards your spine. That's when you start to activate those core muscles. And here after the countdown, I'm gonna give you a little trick. This is 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Little trick so you can think about activating your core. Think about it as if you're just getting ready to cough. Feel your core. It tightens up. So that's what I want you to feel in your core when I say tighten up the core, bring the belly button to spine. So just a little something we do every day that's working the core. All right, we are moving on to an inner thigh lift. So we're gonna actually bring it down to the ground. No weight needed for this one. We're gonna work one side and then the other. That's called unilateral training. Taking one leg up and over here. Other leg is flexed, so keep that foot flexed, and we're gonna lift and lower. Here we go, lift and lower, good. Now, one thing to really keep that inner thigh muscle here working, don't hold it long at the bottom. So we're up, squeeze, hold it, down, right back up. And down, squeeze right back up. Keep that foot flexed and down, good. I told you, we're hitting everything today. All the muscles in the upper, all the muscles in the lower, and then even those abs. Next, we're just gonna switch sides. Almost there. Whew. Let's do one more. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Switching it over to the other side. We'll get a little break here, but same thing up here on the forearm. Bottom leg is the one we're gonna lift, so that top leg just comes right across, keeping that foot flexed. Breathing. All right, so again, try not to hold it long at the bottom. We lift it up and lower. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Good, and up. Good. Whew. Working to tighten and strengthen those inner thigh muscles, awesome for activities in everyday life, but also awesome to help give you some shape and definition in your legs. That's why I love strength training. It is like a multi-purpose training. It is gonna help you get stronger here so you can be stronger in life, but also helps to just kind of tighten everything up. Whew. And give you that more lean look. Not gonna bulk you, but more lean. Almost there. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Oh, here we go. Now we're gonna roll it onto our back. One of my favorite core exercises. I cannot tell you enough how much I love this exercise. We have got dead bug. This exercise looks so innocent, but really and truly, this is gonna help you work those deep core muscles so good. So with this one, arms, fingertips towards the ceiling, legs at 90 degrees. Try not to bring them too close. Just straight up from the hips, 90 degrees, and we hold it. What you need to think about here to activate your core. Drive your lower back into the mat. So that's a little bit of a hip tuck here. So you need to make sure those hips are rolled back, driving that low back into the mat. This will get easier, but you will see about 10 seconds in, 5 seconds in, the shake begins. And we just hold. This is an isometric hold right here where we are just holding those muscles, working the core. Now, when your low back starts to arch, the reason I'm making such an emphasis on this, that's gonna start to work the hip flexors. We are here to work the core right now, and that's what we're gonna do. And this is our last exercise in circuit 1. And we've got 3, 2, and 1. So here we go, hug the legs in. You get a longer break. We get a minute break here in between this circuit. Circuit 1 is done, and you are doing amazing. I am so proud of you so far. I know, I'm telling you, when you start strength training, it can just feel like, I don't know, can I get through this 30 minutes? You can get through this 30 minutes. I know you can. We're getting ready to start our circuit 2. We're gonna bring it back up to our feet. You got this. Let's keep it strong, bringing it up. We have got an essential exercise. This is a squat. This is one of those exercises that you do multiple times during the day. You may not even notice it, but this is really when functional training comes in. Functional training is training to help you with everyday life activities. And the squat, that's a gold mine right there. So with our dumbbells, we're gonna take those dumbbells, we're gonna bring them up to the shoulders here, and we're gonna do a squat. We're going in 3, in 2, and 1. Here we go. Squat it down and up. Weight stays in the heels. Chest is up. Back is flat. And taking your time. Down, exhale as you press up. Now, if you're just starting to get into that squat and you're like, oh, these weights, too much. Do it body weight. You can absolutely do a body weight squat. Build your way up to a squat with weights. That is totally fine. Most important thing when you are beginning, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record, is form. Get your form right. That is gonna set you up for success in your strength training routines. Whew, almost there. 3, 2, and last one. Nice, breathing. If you can't tell, I love strength training. It has made an absolute huge difference in my life, and that's why I'm so excited that you're here so I can share this with you, because it is going to make the most amazing changes in your life. So I just want to say, you got this. We're gonna flip it over now, working the upper body into a row. So before we even bend over, roll those shoulders back, belly button towards spine, keep that core tight, hinge it over, drive the hips to the wall behind you, and now we row. Again, take your time. As you squeeze up, hold it, contract those back muscles, and then let it down slow. Exhale as you come up. Don't just let the weights drop. Couple things here to help you make that mind-muscle connection. Squeeze shoulder blades around spine and down. And one thing that I like to do to help me keep my back flat, because I still have to remind myself of form, I like to think about sticking my chest out towards the ground right here to help me keep my good posture. We're almost there. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Awesome. Now, I'm gonna use just one dumbbell for this next exercise. We're gonna do a tricep overhead extension. You can always use 2 if you'd like, but I'm gonna just use 1. This is gonna work the back of the arms. So this is gonna help tighten up that muscle at the back of the arms. I know that this can be kind of some people get a little discouraged if you need to tighten that area up. This exercise is perfect for that. So keep those elbows tucked in and let's go. We're gonna drop it down and press back up. Now I want you to think of full range of motion here. Down here as low as you can, press all the way up. This is where that contraction comes in. So make sure you're dropping it down and then extending those arms all the way up, keeping a slight bend in the knees. Down, exhale and press. Now with this exercise, you may find your elbows flare out just a little bit as you lower down. That is okay, but you don't want your arms coming out too wide. So make sure you still think about keeping those elbows in close, especially here at the top of the exercise. Arms are right next to your temples. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now we're gonna bring it down. We're gonna bring it down to the mat for an awesome compound exercise called the pullover. So bring it down to the mat. I'm gonna use just 1 dumbbell again. You can always use 2. Again, just depending on your weights, depending on how they feel to you. Strength training is all about feel here. So for you adjusting your weights up and down. So with this pullover, arms are gonna come up. We're gonna drop the weight back in 3, 2, and 1. So we drop that weight back. I like to give a little tap on the mat just to keep myself consistent with every rep. Down right here. As you pull up, tighten your core, pull and squeeze and exhale. Another thing, full range of motion here is gonna stop when you're about perpendicular to the ceiling. So you don't wanna pull that weight down towards your belly button. Keep that weight right up towards the ceiling. Control it down. Good, and breathe. Almost there. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Weight off to the side. No weight now for these next 3 exercises. We are gonna be working unilateral again. And if you remember what that means, we're gonna work one side and then we're gonna work the other. We're really gonna target the glutes. We're gonna do a glute kickback. So that's gonna be down on our hands and knees. Now you have the option to keep it on your hands or you can bring it down to your forearm. We're gonna take that leg back and we're gonna lift and lower with our leg. You can bend the knee here. Going in 3, 2, and 1. So lift it up and down. You can think about stamping your foot right there on the ceiling. Take your time. Exhale as that foot thinks about stamping at the ceiling. There you go. And this exercise is not about how high you can lift your leg. What I want you to do is I want you to think about tightening up the glutes to lift your leg. So don't just go through the motions. Remember, we're here to strengthen our muscles and we've got to focus on the muscles we're working and that we're using to lift to really make that mind-muscle connection. Here it is. 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can give the glutes a little break. You can just take your knees out, dropping your bum back for a second. Nice little stretch there in between. We're gonna switch it up to the other side. So when we're working unilaterally, I try to encourage you to do the same that you did for the first side. So if you were up on your hands for that first set, stay on your hands. If you were down on your forearms, try to stay down on your forearms for that next set. Just to make things even. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Lift and lower. Stamp that floor. Stamp that heel on the ceiling. The floor is not involved in this one. Good, remember, exhale right there as you lift. Good, and working at your own pace, still thinking about that good form with belly button towards your spine. Back is nice and straight. Almost there. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Rolling it over to our back now for our next exercise, the crunch. We still have about 20 or so seconds in our rest. And this is also going to be the last exercise of circuit 2. And then you have made it. We'll have 1 circuit left after this. 7 exercises to go. Now, for our crunch, hands just gently behind your head. You never want to use your hands to crunch your neck. Okay, this is going to be all about the abs. So hands behind our head, and let's lift. So lift it up. And when you're doing a crunch, what you want to think about is getting your shoulder blades up off of the mat. So think about shoulder blades up off of the mat, hold it, minimize your space here between the ribs and hips. So these are a couple tips to help you make that mind-muscle connection, really making the most of each rep. Listen, if we show up, I like to get the biggest bang for my buck. So that's why I want to give you all these tips today to help you maximize your training. Good, and exhale as you lift. So remember, we're gonna get a minute here. I know this is getting tough. This is 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Now you can extend those arms and legs to the walls opposite of you there. We're gonna breathe. We're gonna get ready for circuit 2. You were doing so awesome. This is our final circuit. Couple more exercises for the lower body, a couple more for the upper, and then 1 final exercise for our core. Let's bring it up to our feet so we can talk about our next exercise. And actually, before we get into that next exercise, I just kind of want to talk to you about the weight that you're picking. So this workout, as you can see, I'm just sticking with my 1 set of dumbbells. And if you have 1 set of dumbbells, awesome. But you'll know when you need to start increasing your weight if you can get through the set with ease. That's when you know you want to go up a little bit. Now, if it's too hard to finish the set, that's when you know you might be going a little bit too heavy for where you're at then. But that is not anything that, with strength training, it's all about failure. We have to try and try again, and then we get that weight, and that's when we start to build that muscle. So we're gonna get ready for our next exercise, which is the Romanian deadlift. So grab your weights for that. I'm gonna use 2. This is an awesome one for those hamstrings and glutes. Shoulders roll down and back, core is engaged, keep the weight close, weight is in the heels, and here we go. So we're gonna take it down and then squeeze back up. Now, Romanian deadlift, it's not about how low you're going down. You'll feel just a slight stretch in the hamstrings. That's where you stop. Once you stop, contract the glutes, contract the back of the legs, and pull yourself back up. This one is a very slow rep. So you only get a few sets in, or a few reps in, and that's okay. We don't want to rush through it. We want to just get the most of it here. But here's our last one. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now we're going to move into upper body. Next exercise, we're going to work that front deltoid. This is part of the shoulder complex. So for this one, we're gonna do a front raise. Again, I'm just gonna use 1 weight on this. I'm gonna hold onto the ends of my dumbbell. I'm gonna roll my shoulders down and back, so relax those shoulders, belly button in towards spine, tuck the hips, slight bend in the knees. We're gonna lift and lower. Here we go. So take it up and down. Bringing those arms up just about parallel to the floor. So no need to try to lift those arms up too high. We'll hold it for a second at the top, control it down. So you don't want to just let the weight drop. And that exhale comes as that muscle's working right here. And down. So as you lift, you exhale. Last one. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna bring it to the mat now. For this one, 1 or 2 dumbbells, we are gonna do a glute bridge. This is one of my all-time favorite lower body exercises. I love the glute bridge. So for the glute bridge, we're gonna roll it back. You can have 1 dumbbell across your hips, or you can have 1 dumbbell on each hip. We're gonna roll it back. Weight stays in the heels. Knees stay in line with your toes. We're gonna drive those hips up. Here we go. So the glute bridge, as it sounds, is all about the glutes here. Also an amazing exercise for your core. This is a compound move. A compound exercise is something that works more than 1 muscle group. So right now we've got the core working, we've got the legs involved, we've got the glutes. An isolation exercise is one where we're really isolating a muscle group. So you can think about bicep curls being a good isolated exercise. Exhale as you lift and squeeze. Almost there. Last 3, 2, and 1. Breathing it out here. We're gonna stay on the ground. We're gonna move into a chest press. This is another amazing exercise to really help you build strength in the chest. This is a push exercise, also gonna help you with that push-up. So let's grab our weights. Bring the weights towards the heel of your hand to make sure you can keep your wrists straight. We're gonna think about punching up at the ceiling, going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Lift it up, squeeze, wrist stay straight, control it down. Exhale as you press up. Now with the chest press, you can have a little bit of an arch in your back, so you can really think about driving your shoulder blades into the mat. This is one exercise where it's okay if your low back is up off of the mat because it's all focused on that upper body. And one thing I love about the chest press, what I want you to think about if you have an egg underneath your armpit, okay, under your underarm. Think about cracking that egg as you press up. That is gonna help you make that mind-muscle connection like never before. Ooh, here we go. Last one. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Amazing job. Let's bring it up to our feet. We've got another lower body exercise coming at you. This exercise is going to target the calf muscles, that lower leg. This exercise, you may want to do it without weights. Hold onto a wall if you need to for a little extra balance. You'll start to gain your balance after a few sessions. But from here, if you're gonna use the weights in each hand, we're gonna lift up on the toes and lower. Here we go. So lift it up and lower. Up. Good, and if you find you have your weights and it's just too hard to balance, feel free to set those weights down and just do it without weights, or maybe you do find a wall nearby and you use that. That's what strength training is all about. This is for you. This is your time. So you make it work how you need to work. You just keep that good form. You keep challenging yourself and you are gonna see changes like never before here in your workout space and out in life. Oh, and we're almost there. You can feel that one. Last 3, 2, and 1. Oh, awesome. All right. One more upper body exercise, one more core exercise, and then you have made it. We have got bicep curls. This is one of my favorite exercises. Just those bicep curls again, we're gonna hit that muscle right there, isolating that. Now we did the hammer curls earlier, and remember I said keep those elbows back, keep those arms tucked in. Same form for this one. So shoulders rolled down and back, and let's curl. So here we go. Squeeze it up, all the way down, full range here. Squeeze it up to the top, all the way down. Full range of motion is gonna be super important in your training as well. So just make sure you keep a little, I know, there's a lot. There is a lot, but the more you do this, the more practice you're gonna get, the stronger you're gonna get, and the easier it's gonna be to remember these cues. Good. Relax the shoulders, we're almost there. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna bring it down to the mat. We have got plank. I'm gonna give you a little tip here for your plank. If you do have the flat bottom weights like I have, you can use these in your plank if you find that planks bother your wrist. So you'll just hold on to the bar, keeping those dumbbells flat. You can use that for your planks. You can do your planks on your knees. You can do them on your toes, however you feel comfortable. But we're gonna do our plank on our hands here. Going in 3, 2, and let's hold it. Now, a few things for your plank, because I know plank can be a challenge. One thing I want you to think about is make sure those elbows are tucked in here. So you don't want your elbows out wide, elbows tucked in. Another thing, a plank. We need to think about our body being long and strong. And to do that, it's not just about the core. You do need to squeeze belly button to spine, but tighten the legs, tighten the glutes. Squeeze those up right here. Keep your body long and strong. The shake is real. It is on, but you are gonna get there. Breathing. Whew, don't forget that little piece. Here it is, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, you are amazing. I am so proud of you. Starting this journey is going to change your life. And I am so excited that we could work out together for this training session. Now, I really gave you a lot of tips, so you can feel free to come back to this workout several times actually, to kind of get this down. And then I have a ton of other workouts as well that you can join me in. I still talk through form, still talk through full range of motion, all those things to make sure that you are getting the most out of your training. I am so proud of you though. This was a huge accomplishment. This was a tough workout and you made it. Keep kicking butt. Keep showing up. It will make the biggest difference. I've said that so many times. I'm so passionate about this. I love this. I love that you are here. Do not forget a stretch. I call the stretch the dessert. It is just as important as the workout. It's going to help you increase your flexibility, reduce muscle soreness, and also prevent injury. So make sure you check out that stretch. Our dessert is right there. It is waiting. I am waiting. I love you, and I will see you over there.